Everybody, this video, matter of fact, I want to mark this down right now, is going to be titled Left Behind. Now, the reason being, this video is a mix of things, but I was watching. Uh, I don't pay for your high dollar cable or internet, people. I watch what I can watch when I can watch it. Uh, I was watching an old movie called Left Behind with Nicolas Cage. Uh, it amazed me. Not not anything to do with the movie itself, with the fact that those who follow Jesus will be taken away at a certain time. Um, but the fact that the mother in the show, everybody in the family, in the in in her blood family, and her husband even claimed she went crazy. Something happened. She was crazy. She lost her mind. Now, I'm talking about the show called Left Behind, folks. This is what stood out the most to me about it. The same people in my life that have known me from day one, pretty much, mine or theirs, uh, have pretty much said that exact same thing about me in the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. That every one of them, even my daughter that I didn't even know about until she was 29 years old, DNA pointed pointed her at my sister as a niece or an aunt. Her mother finally told her the truth that my name as being the father. Lied to her for years, trying to throw her off the trail. But once this woman did her DNA and told her mother, I'm going to find out who my father was, her mother told her my name. Including her, and I haven't known her for more than 5 years. Her and her husband got married. I was tickled to death. I wasn't a part of walking her down. I wasn't even in Arizona when they got married. They got married and then sent me pictures of it. And then I don't know how long later. It could have been a year. I don't know. I start getting these emails and texts. I mean, that are weird and saying I'm doing something wrong. Well, this person that, and I believe she is my daughter. I believe I know. I couldn't point her mother out in a lineup because it was something I remember about maybe 30 seconds of. Let's just put it like that. I was blown out, drunk, party at my house. This girl does have a lot of information on me. She does look like me. I have no problems with that. She's beautiful. But she got to the point that she told me I could no longer have conversations with her. She claimed she was seeing a psychiatrist and that the whole finding me was a good thing. But because I talked about God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and I don't agree with homosexuality, there come a day that she laid that on me and told me I could never talk about these things with her anymore. I'm sorry, folks. Not even a child of mine would tell me that. I have never been a man that preached somebody else's feelings. I've always been a man that preaches only my own feelings. I don't know what you're feeling. That's not my problem. I still love you. Your actions are your problems. They're not mine. If you're a homosexual, if you're a liar, a drunkard, a drug addict, a thief, a murderer, a rapist, somebody who just builds their whole life off of lust, that's on you. Don't push that on me. I'm trying to get away from that. I lived that for 50 years. Or not 50. Yeah. I have to admit it. I lived that crap for 50 years. Any one of you? There's a lot of people that follow me. Most of you are a lot younger than me. Most of you, I can be your daddy. And from living in 11 states and doing all the things I've done in 60 years, I probably could really seriously be your daddy. I'm not proud of that. That was before I was walking with the Father. Today, folks, I didn't care. I didn't care. You know what? If the cop said, oh, you can't drink and drive. Well, back in the last time they hit me on that, I never did it again. But before 1998, folks, if you pulled me over, I was probably drunk. Before 1998, well, unless if I was working or something like that, no. If you pulled me over at night, chances were I was probably drunk. And the last time they nailed me, this is how it went down. Me and my wife got into some stupid argument, whatever it might have been. We were probably even arguing the same point. We were probably, but because I was saying something different or she was saying something, we were fighting each other over. I don't even remember what the fight was, folks. Come on. I got pissed off. I drove straight up to the bar, closest bar, in Mesa, Arizona, folks. This town's lit up like a Christmas tree after dark. It's dark out in the desert, folks. They got to have a lot of lights to light this shit up, you know. It's dark out there in the desert. So I get pissed off fighting with my wife. Boom, straight up to the bar. I don't order shots at that time, no. don't drink no damn beer. I said, give me a Long Island iced tea. I've been drinking them since I've lived in Florida. I ain't lying. I don't drink them today, folks. Shit, probably one of them put me in a casket. But I ordered that Long Island iced tea. In about 3 hours, I drank about 12 of them. Till they finally told me no. Well, Tati, we ain't giving you no more. Now here's your change. Go home. So I walk out in the parking lot. These guys just sold me 12 Long Island iced teas. I walk out into the parking lot, get in my car. I got about maybe 3 miles to drive. Right straight through the middle of town. I fired up. I never wore a seatbelt, folks. I don't wear seatbelts. They've given me many tickets for it. I get in my car. I fired up. Probably fired up a cigarette. I don't even have this one fired up. And I start driving towards the house. Now I'm driving right down the middle of town that's got street lights, so many street lights, headlights aren't even needed. So, Watachi didn't turn his headlights on. It's fucking 12 o'clock at night. I'm driving down the road. I didn't get very far. It was a couple blocks. And the lights come on. So I'm driving, I'm going, well, shit. I'm going to jail. So I pull in the first street going into a neighborhood, and I pull right up out in front of a house like I live there. I turn the lights off, turn the car off, I get out, I lock the doors, and I put the keys in my pocket. I walk straight up to the cop with my hands out. He's getting out of his car going, he's looking at me going, what the fuck this guy doing? I walk straight up to him. He's going, what's wrong with you? Oh man, I'm drunk as hell. You nailed me. Let's go. And I still got my hands out. He's gonna put your damn hands down. He goes, do you realize all I was gonna do is tell you to turn your headlights on? I said, okay, cool. I started heading back towards the car. He goes, hey, sir, come here. I turn around, walk back over there. He goes, I can't let you go now. I go, okay. Put my hands back out in front of me. Put the handcuffs on me. Let's go. Let's get this over with. I can get bonded out and be at home in a couple hours. He goes, all right, get in the front seat. I ain't going to go through all this, people. This is stupid old man shit. I got to get back to this. Left behind. That's what my family, my blood family, all of them, called me. Was crazy. The mother in that show, they called her crazy. Oh, something happened, she went crazy. Well, she got through to her son, evidently, because he went with her. But that's what my blood family's always, that's saying about me now. All of them. Not part of them. All of them. And they ain't showed me nothing anything different, any one of them. Uh, People, another thing is, I've said this before in my videos. My generation almost cannot stand to live in this generation of today. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. Every generation that's been coming along, it got worse and worse and worse through technology, whatever it might be. But everything got worse and worse. When I was a kid, folks, we had Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson now, even in the movies, if they're trying to show time in a movie like Late at Night or something, they'd be in a whatever, a room with a TV on, and have Johnny Carson playing in the background. Everybody knew Johnny Carson came on 11, so if this is on, it's after 11, and you could hear it playing in the background. Or even they would make a shot of it in the shows. This was fact. The actual show is still on today. It ain't nothing like what it was back in the beginning. The Johnny Carson show, people. I go back when I was a kid. This was on, and my family, my parents watched it and shit, and they would be laughing and shit, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you laughing about?" You know, I don't even get this shit. Don't make no sense to me. And then as I got older and things changed, I go back right now, and I'm watching the Johnny Carson show, and there was a lot of shows on back then, folks. Back in my younger years, Carol Burnett, there was a lot of shows on that. People, they weren't talking about boning and all this salad eating. I tell you what, I just don't even get where comedy's even coming from today, because these people back in my day, if you're not a moralist, if you have no morals, then I guess anything could be funny. Anything. And there was times in my life that I said stuff that people laughed at that was just a nasty thing to say, period, And, people, this society has gotten to the point people can marry a toaster. People can marry an animal. They can marry a tree. A man can marry a man. A woman can marry a woman. These things are not right. Now, when I was a kid, 60s and 60s, every bit of it, and the 70s, part of that. The stuff with all this perverted, homosexual, sexual, period, innuendos, or what do they call that? Did I say it right? I doubt it. You guys know what I'm talking about. These points where they're making a joke about something, like people would do in a marital bed. I try to be righteous, people. I don't try to be vulgar or anything. This stuff is ridiculous. Today, there are no limits. Back when I was when Johnny Carson and all these shows were on, people, if you go back and watch these shows, and these people were doing this on a live stage, and there was no retakes. And they were able to be funny without all the nastiness, without all of this nastiness of this world today, folks. Now, believe me, I was a whore dog for years. Half my life. I was lusting after everything on that, everything, all women. I didn't have a problem with it. I don't want to do that. So today, I don't even hardly leave the house anymore. I don't even hardly leave the house anymore because you can't go over here to the grocery store without some woman. Just gotta throw everything they got right in your face. So I don't want that. I don't listen. I don't watch. I watch some shows that are even so stupid I shouldn't. I'm sure. But if you guys had to watch the stuff that I watch, I don't imagine you would even do it. When I'm sitting out here, I'm watching Johnny Carson and stuff. If I'm not watching other videos, people, I don't want to see the nastiness of this society today. People can marry animals in this world today. Every generation that keeps passing, it gets nastier and nastier. My mom and dad's generation told us, you guys are evil. We were the rock and roll, buddy. We were the ones that came up with the rock and roll shit. Elvis wasn't rock and roll. I don't know what that shit was. He wasn't the king of rock and roll. I don't know what he was the king of. I loved the guy, and I did see him. Not in person, folks. I was alive while he was alive. So I seen most of his stuff. But these people, I don't listen to music. Very little. I have a hard time even watching shows that I used to love anymore. I spent a lot of time in sparring. Seriously. My channels are my social life because I have no want to go out into and do any people. It's gotten so nasty. I don't have any want to go out there. I haven't even been fishing, shooting, off-roading, going into caves or mines. I haven't been doing that for so long. I can't. I probably will not do a lot of that anymore. I'm fishing. I will. I'm sure shooting. Well, maybe I'll be doing. I ain't going in no caves or mines. Let's put it like that. But people, I'm to the age now. We can't live with this. I can't. So all I can do is stay away from it. If you're out here mixing among with any, And all this stuff is all right to you. All of it. Can you imagine what's going to be all right to your own children? Can you imagine what's going to be all right to your grandchildren's lives? When they removed all your morals, and they already have done that, that means they removed God. And until you figure that out and understand it, you will never seek Jesus. And without Jesus, all you are left with is exactly what this world can offer. Nothing. Because when you die, you cannot take none of it with you. God loves you, folks. I love you as well. Seek Jesus' path. Till the next time, Owatachi.